So, whenever I start depending on the world for the sake of happiness, I am denying happiness. Dependence for happiness is denial of happiness. This is what Vedanta is. So people ask me, how emotional maturity will come, sir? Only by Vedanta it will come, because it says your happiness, and it will also train you in such a way that it will prevent you from depending on the world for happiness. Depending on the world for happiness. Instead, it makes you like that. You are depending on the world. In fact, we should say, you are associated with the world to give happiness, not to take happiness. Right? But moment I don't access this Vedanta Jnana, and I just consider myself all the time a wanting personality, all the time need of something, and for happiness I am searching, then what happens? Emotionally you are hooked to the world. Any problem in the world creates an emotional imbalance in us. That emotional imbalance, which is the result of inappropriate action called dependence for happiness, is called samsara. Samsara is that situation which is result of your inappropriate behavior. And what is appropriate behavior with the world? Should I not depend on that? You have to depend on the world for the sake of convenience. You have to depend on the world for the sake of every other thing, not for happiness. Got it, sir? For happiness you should not depend. Shall I depend on God? No. You should not even depend on God for happiness. Because that is what Vedanta says, even if it comes from God, if you consider God to be above some clouds, etc., and it comes from Him, it will go away because it has come. And here is a proof that your Sahajanandam, which has not come. So this is called Vedanta. Vedanta very clearly says that. And a fellow who has realized it, he will not disturb the world, he will not hurt the world because he is happy. And whatever the transaction he does with the world, he is doing with happiness. So never a hurt. And nor he hurts himself. These are the two people whom we see. There are people who get hurt. And there are the people who give hurt. Jivan Mukta is the one, for him there is no hurt. Neither he gets nor he gives. Because hurt comes only there is certain expectation. When there is certain expectation. So, world has no problem with me because I am not going to plunder the world. I am not going to suffocate the world for the sake of happiness. And every transaction of mine in the world is with happiness, so everyone feels happy. And because I have no expectation of happiness from the world, nor I am disturbed. If I have expectation of happiness, everything in the world looks as if it is a curse of God on you. And if you have this expectation, you are a headache to the society also. Are there not the families wherein expectation of happiness is too much, that husband expects so much from wife, happiness, and wife is expecting so much, and lot of rupture going on there, that both are not happy because of this. Now Vedanta comes and says, Naina, realize this and you need not depend for everything else, not for this. So by that you will be free. So Harsha, Amarshadi, Vyavaharam, when we use, it is the dependence it signifies, and that dependence this person will not have. And Shastra also gave a beautiful thing, how he behaves with the world. He has a beautiful disposition of the mind. Vajradapi, Kathorani, Mruduni Kusumadapi. Lokottaranam chetamsi kono vijnayati. One who can know this mind, ordinary fellow can never understand what this mind is. The mind which is Vajra Sadrisham, Vajradapi Kathorani. When world wants to hit me, when world wants to hit in the form of this experience, that experience, etc., such a immunity this person got because of that Vedantic teaching, because of that assimilation, such a immunity developed, suddenly this fellow becomes Vajra. Vajra is most kathinamayna vastu in the world, if there is any hardest substance available, they call this is Vajram. Indra has got that Vajrayudham. And Hanuman's body is also called Vajranga Bali. That became Bajranga Bali. Why Bajranga Bali people don't know? It's actually Vajra Anga. Every Angam of him is like Vajram. So anything comes and hits him, problem to that, not to him. So the world constantly gives you karma phalam, lokaha. And loka is a very beautiful word. Two meanings it has. One is the lokam, what you are seeing. Another is karma phalam. This is a technical aspect of loka. So whenever you see this word in Upanishads, Parikshya lokan karmachitan brahmano nirveda maya, there is not merely this word. Any word, swargadayaha. But I have not seen Swargam. How can I do scrutinize? Scrutinize cannot happen because I have not gone there. Because to go to Swarga, minimum qualification is Ram Nam Satya. So I should die first, which I have not yet. So I have not yet seen the Swarga. Now you feel Upanishad mantra is there and you tell me that Pariksha Lokan, not just this world, all the lokas. There the meaning is karma phala. Loka means karma phala. The world around me is like this because of my karma phala. Same situation for another fellow, happy, oh happy. The same situation, depression, oh depression phala. Okay, why? Though the loka is same, according to your karma phala, it gives depression to you. For him, some happiness it will give. So loka means karma phala. Karma phala in the form of experiences. Sukha, dukkha, continuously they hit you. And this Vedanti also they hit him. Don't think Vedanti is an exception. Because he is also there in that world, that will hit him. Though he is a Jivan Mukta, he is still in the world, and Jivan Mukta is still living. He is inhaling, exhaling. All the natural laws work on him, and his prarabdha is not yet exhausted. Prarabdha is still there. Sanchitam, Agami, they are cancelled, but prarabdha is still there. So as long as prarabdha continues, this sixers will come to him anyhow. So at that time his Vajradapi Kathorani. He is like a Vajra, the hardest thing is Kathoram. That doesn't even make a difference to him. Let the greatest sorrow afflict him, no problem for him. In fact, he learns something out of that. Let greatest adversity go around him, there is no problem. Because adversity becomes a university for this fellow. He knows how to learn. Vajradapi Kathorani. So when world tries to hurt him, he will not get hurt because of this immunity. And when he is to transact with the world, that is also there, because when I am in the world, this jiva is karta as well as bhokta. So as a bhokta, this fellow is so strong like Vajram. But kartritvam is also there, he has to transact. As a karta, will he be like Vajram? No. If I am like Vajram, as a doer, the karta, then I will hurt everyone. I will hurt everyone because of my rigidity, my ego. Generally, that rigidity, the intellectual, psychological, etc., that rigidity is called ego. Even in Shastra Adhyayanam, that is not to be there. Even Shamadhi Shakra Sampada, when you read, Shama, Dama, Uparati, Titiksha, Shraddha, Samadhanam. What is Shraddha? People say interest. Some people translate it as faith. Some people have their own things. That is not really Shraddha. Shraddha means freedom from that intellectual freezed situation. Freedom from that intellectual kathoratvam. That, oh, what I know. Whoever says it's wrong because of that thing. No. You should be vulnerable to the teacher and the teaching, etc. That freedom is called Shraddha. Not that you have to do some positive. Shraddha is a negative word actually. Shraddha is getting out of that rigidity, the freezed situation. Right? So like that, when I transact with the world, if I am so rigid, then I will be a source. I will be a medium for everyone to have a lot of hurts. Then how he is when he is transacting with the world? Mruduni kusumadapi. Like a flower he transacts. Suppose if I hit you with a flower, what will happen? Nothing. Nothing. So like that, whatever he does, it's like giving a flower, that's all. So flower never hurts you. Flower never hurts you. Like that, when this Jivan Mukta, because of his Vedanta Jnanam assimilated in him, now which is available in the form of emotional strength, wherein he is free from all sorts of emotional tyranny, he will be strong to receive, he will be very, very, very sensitive, soft to give. So Lokottaranam is one whose mind is gone beyond the karma phala, etc. Now karma phalam cannot afflict this person. Konu vijnatum arhati, who can know what that mind is? Who can understand that mind? So do you think when a Jivan Mukta moves among you, you can understand him that when he moves, he slowly walks. People can slowly walk, that can happen. But slowly walking, fast walking, all this is not Lakshanam. This is the Lakshanam of the inside. And Shastra says that is Jivan Mukti. In that way you should go. So all the saramsham of what I said is, see your emotional thing. If I am reading all the Shastra and my emotion is as disturbed as it was and more disturbed, then I am not going to be a Siddha. Siddha not in your sense, okay? Siddha according to Sanskrit, not Siddha Vaidya Kalpa, Kaya Kalpa Siddha, etc. I don't believe all those things, nor you should believe. Siddha is accomplished. Sadhyam is to be accomplished. And Siddha is the one who has accomplished that sadhyam by the means of sadhana. So if this is not going to help me, reading the Upanishad, reading Vedanta, if you don't translate in this way, doing every other thing in the name of religion or spirituality will increase some burden on you. Because I have seen people, here comes secondary problem. So one I told till this time, the primary problem, one problem which everyone faces. For them Vedanta is the solution. Okay, Vedanta can make you understand that you are the source of happiness, etc. and thus remove the outer samsara. But problem is the second one, which we have to see for some time now. Now, having come to Vedanta, having learned some Upanishad, having understood this, going to satsang, etc., people develop another problem. Okay, earlier there was a situation and this fellow reacts to that. There was a situation, he reacted to it, okay, some problem, etc., in the form of little disturbance, this and that. Now, twofold problem will be there for this Vedanta student, this religious person. So many students ask me, why the life of a devotee, the so-called devotee, who also pursues Vedanta in an outer layer as an academic pursuit, why there is so much of dukkham in their life? You can also see, any devotee name you chant, take, that fellow has a lot of dukkham with him, and the notion is there in our areas, the place where we are brought up, that don't become too much a devotee of God. Why? All the devotees had all the time dukkham, that's all. Because you can see dukkham very clearly. Go to Las Vegas, there is no dukkham. So happy, everything is good, but go to a place where the art of spirituality is going on, you will see every fellow sitting like this. Why? Why? Because here you can see, because that dukkham, the Las Vegas fellows, dukkham is only one-fold. This fellow's dukkham is two-fold. Why? Las Vegas fellow, when I say Las Vegas fellow, you take in a proper way, okay? I am not degrading Las Vegas. That means one just worldly person, go play, right? Like that. Wahi kamao, wahi gawao. Bas katam. Gain there, lose there. That's all. For a person like that, there is no problem. Some situation, he reacts to that and some disturbance, okay. Now for this so-called religious person, he will have double fold. Why? One is, he reacted. Reaction to the situation, number one. Second is reaction to the situation. Ayyo, why I did like that? In spite of going to the Swami, having done Ramayana Patham, and whole Bhagavatam 19 times I have already read. Why did I react like this? And first thing is, okay, you can come out. Second thing, you won't come out. Why did I do this? And not only that, the other fellows around us also will say, "Kya bhai, itna padke yahi karte." Some वर्क करना और ये सही काम, then you feel, yo, what I am doing, double fold dukkham this fellow will have. So though Vedanta, see the beauty of Shastra. I want you to appreciate this, please. Though Vedanta says, I will help you to the maximum to come out of this problem, it says, but there are certain things, limitations are there even for me, it says. What a great, honest statement it gives. It won't say that I will make you like this. It says I will try my best to make you like that. But from your side also, certain things you have to understand. Otherwise, people who read Vedanta also have a lot of problem, because they come and ask me, Guruji, kya kare, itna padh ke feel the same thing we are falling into, and you don't know how depressed we become. Sometimes we come to a conclusion that ab jana band karenge. Because anyhow this problem is there. Twofold problem. I am cursing myself, and I am an example, a bad example to others, that in spite of going to all this, I am like this, like that fellow. So I feel I should stop all this. Stop, not that. Stop coming to me. That's what they mean. So, okay. Then I tell them from the Vedanta. Vedanta itself says, a man, first you have to understand certain things. If you don't understand them, you will be in a confusion. You will be in a Brahma, illusion. And illusion you should remove. And what is that? I am to understand. What is that? I have to learn. It says, there is no possibility in the world to eliminate emotional disturbance completely. There is no way wherein you can just eliminate it. No. You can reduce it to the maximum. You cannot eliminate it. Even for a Jivan Mukta, little disturbance will be there. Ayo, how is it possible? Because every Shariram, the Sthula as well as Sukshma, is made up of Sattva, Rajas, Tamo Gunas. Why? The whole Jagat is Gunatmakam. And the Karanam for this Jagat, the visible Jagat, concrete Jagat, the Karanam is called Maya. The definition of Maya is Trigunatmika, Sattva, Rajas, Tamo Gunatmika. So the very nature is Sattva, Rajas, Tamo Gunatmika. So you may become Sattva predominant. And predominance is predominance only, not the Sattva. Sattva is predominant, but Rajogunam, Tamogunam are still present there. Okay, still present there. Maybe in little quantity, but they are present. So that means I have 98% Sattva, let us say. Because of that, very nice. Sattva Sanjayate Jnanam. All the time in Jnanavan. My position is all the time in a recording mode. So I will be recording lot of Jnanam from everywhere. I am happy. But Rajoguna is also there. How much? 1.5%. Let us say, okay, it's not near the statistics I am speaking. I don't farm all this. I am just giving you. So 1.5% Rajogunam is there. Rajo Ragatmakam Vidhi. Rajo Ragatmakam Vidhi. So because of that Rajogunam, little Ragam will be there inside. Some inclination for this and that will be there. And not only that, out of Rajoguna comes Kama, Krodha, etc. Kama Yesha, Krodha Yesha, Rajoguna Samudbhavaha. So if I have 99% Rajoguna, Kama, Krodha will be 99%. If I have 1.5% Rajoguna, so obvious, according to that I will have little Kama, Krodha, etc. So that means little disturbance is there. And Tamoguna say 0.5%. That means that also is there. So even in Mahajnani, even in Rama, who incarnates on this earth, will have these all gunas, Sattva, Rajas, Tamoguna. Maybe the composition may vary, but they are there. So when they are there, R and T, Rajoguna and Tamoguna, they will have their own way of working inside. Am I right or not? Right? So like that, even in Mahajnani, complete elimination is not possible. Complete elimination is not possible. They can be reduced, that's all. So when it's Shastra says, when you are working for this emotional stability, maturity, etc., follow the Vedanta, at the same time have this idea, Otherwise, you will become self-cursing person. You will become a Bhasmasura. Because you are going against the law. That I want to completely eliminate. Complete elimination is not possible. So you should also realize that complete elimination is not possible. Reduction can be done. And how the reduction? Reduction has also got its own way of doing. You cannot suddenly reduce it. That, oh, now I heard this talk, so tomorrow I should reduce. It will not happen. The rate of reduction will have its own course of time, and it varies from person to person. Because everyone has got his own way of working. Everyone has got his own quality of working. Everyone has got his own problems, hidden and known, etc. Right, sir? So, that differs from person to person. So, never think, ayo, this fellow attended one lecture and he became a Mahatma. I am attending all the talks, nothing is happening in me. So, don't worry about that. In spirituality, never see the other fellow. Let him be what he is, because he is different from you. What his prarabdha is different, his karma, his sanchitam is different, everything is different. Kabatti, you should understand the second thing. The rate of reduction is not just in your hand. Though you try, there are certain things which you cannot. And the reaction and disturbance is caused from different sources. The emotional disturbance are caused in persons. Like maybe the way they react may be the same. But if you inside see the cause of it, that may differ. There are some causes which are known and you can control them. Causes known and controllable. And also causes unknown. There are causes known but cannot be controlled. Like son-in-law. Okay. You know him but you cannot control. Like that. And unknowable. Though you try hard, go to every psychic reading fellow who are available abundantly in America. Every other state I am seeing one board psychic reading. So if you go and ask him, it's unknowable because somewhere in the remote past, some papam is waiting that creates this. So you should also think that even if I don't get it suddenly, okay, it's not your fault. And what happens because of this haste that everything should happen now. Every time you try, whenever you fail, your willpower will come down. And willpower, whenever it comes down, after coming to certain level, it slowly says, maybe Vedanta will not work. Then what you should take? There is one course wherein you have to observe inhalation, exhalation. You will end there. And moment you say Vedanta, maybe it won't work. That door is closed for you. No other thing can work because this is Raja Vidya. This is the king of everything. That's all. So, nahi jnanena sadrisham pavitramiha vidyate. All others are there to give us qualification. That's why in the first word of mine I told, qualification, for the sake of qualification I need karma yoga, upasana, etc. So the qualification thing will not produce the siddhavastha. Buying a ticket is a qualification. It will not take you there. Then you need to go into the bus or whatever the convenience mode of travel. You should sit there. All this is there. So it's something, buying a ticket is buying a ticket. So now what happens, people also do like this. Maybe Vedanta is not working in my case, so let me try another thing. And you go on trying this and that, this and that, this and that. And ultimately, only thing, you will end up in one Christian gospel meeting. That's all. From which you cannot escape. Having entered, it's like Padma Vyuham, you cannot come out. They have their own arrangements for all this thing. Right? So this is the thing. I have no problem, even there also, even if you go to come out of the problem, Vedanta is a solution. Right? So this will happen. So when I realized that yes, I cannot totally eliminate number one, and I need not eliminate, let them be there. If I can reduce to the level wherein their spell doesn't work on me, wherein they are present but they won't disturb my routine, they don't interfere, I have no problem. So to that extent I can reduce. And third is that reduction rate differs from person to person, and it has got so many things hidden as well as known, controllable, cannot controllable, you cannot control. So if you understand this particular thing, you will start accepting it. And movement with this blessed by Vedanta Jnanam, when you start accepting that, you will see for the first time the problem is not a problem. And people say, I will try to accept. You can never accept. The acceptance without Vedantic teaching is something like this. You will curse, kya karenge, chalo theek hai now. That will come to you, not acceptance. General acceptance, what people say is, I have tried everything, now it's not working, okay, ab kya kare, it's all my misfortune. That is not acceptance. And blessed by Vedanta, you will accept it as prasadam. Oh, Bhagavan wants to give something, yes, come. So like that, it will be there. So Vedanta says, never think that I will solve everything. But this is also there. Be very careful, be very attentive, and ultimately it says, why are you bothered? Mano buddhi ahankara chitta ninaham. The very seat of emotional disturbance called the mind is not you. Let it do what disturbance it can do. And the moment you realize that I am not the mind, I am the witness of it, I am the knower of the mind, kshetrajnam chapi mam vidhi, sarva kshetreshu bharata, that very moment mind stops doing all this. Because blessed by you, mind was doing all this. The moment you say aham sakshi, that's all, mind has its own way of doing things, it will do. Even if it does, that is not a problem for us. That is why you can see great Mahatmas, Jivita Charitra, you can read their biographies, such a problems they were confronted with. All the times, a circle of problems were there, but still their happiness never got any problem. Right, it's said? So Vedanta says, try for this, try to control. If they don't control, simply you are not any of that. So this very acceptance can do a miracle. That is the real miracle. So do like that, it says. And for that it says, every day, pratyaham pratyaveksheta, every day see yourself. Every day try to have a check on yourself. How I am doing the vahara. Just see that, that's all. And here, to have a proper slot in the head, I will be using 3 words, which you can just keep in your mind, which is really good. And this is, all our acharyas taught us like this, which has proved very, very, very effective. That is called FIR. FIR. First hand information record, generally in police. But here it is different. Frequency, intensity, recovery. So if I am disturbed, how frequently I am disturbed? And why? Then just see how frequently it comes. Today I heard the talk, tomorrow let me see the frequency of it. And frequency I can feel, I can see. And intensity. More the intensity, more the problem. So first, any emotional disturbance begins as a thought with less intensity. Little more intensity, it becomes a word. Little more intensity, it becomes an action. So, if you can lessen the frequency of it, as well as the intensity of it, what will happen? A disturbance comes as a thought, disappears as a thought. Like a cloud comes and disappears. You even doesn't notice, one cannot even notice. So if it becomes a word, then little problem. So little more effort you have to put, little more sadhana you have to put. And third is, once it becomes an action, there begins samsara. So let disturbance be there, but with less intensity. And third thing, a problem becomes only when I cannot recover. So that I reacted, and if I can recover myself from that, that means I gain. Let me be like elastic rubber. That world, elongate me. दुनिया को खींचने दो, कितना खींचता है खींचने दो. But the moment dunya leaves you, that's all, you are back at normal. But what is happening to us? Something happened 25 years ago. When you were constructing your house, the neighbor said something. It is not that neighbor said something. Whoever says something will be your neighbor. That is the truth. Okay. No neighbor can be happy. Even for me, neighbor is a problem. For him, I am a problem. Because the very word neighbor is like, that is why in Bible, we have a phrase which says, love thy neighbor as thyself. That means saying love thy enemy as thyself and saying love thy neighbor as thyself is the same. I can love all world except my neighbor. That's the problem. So he says begin there first. 25 years ago you had some problem, still it goes on and on. Because I have seen people, they host me, then I said, that fellow invites us, let us go to his house. Swamiji, you please go this evening, I will organize everything. Then I said, you also come, same locality. He said, no, we have some problem. What is that problem? 25 years ago. And yesterday class, what happened, this fellow doesn't remember. कल क्या बोला था, क्या बोल रहे थे? This fellow is asking me. And 25 years ago thing, this fellow remembers. See, that means he has not recovered. Right, sir? So, if I can maintain less frequency, less intensity, and fast recovery. Got it? Less frequency, less intensity, fast recovery. So, though the emotional disturbance is there, it is as though it is there. It won't disturb you. Let it be there, but even I won't get a chance to notice that. So Vedanta says that you have to work for. Instead of these things, what are we doing? We have not realized that emotional problem is samsara. So we think samsara, the problem comes from somebody. That's why you ask anyone, why are you unhappy? He'll say, because what to do? My wife is like that. Ask the wife, what is your problem? Abba. Rakshas घर में जब तक है ऐसे, she has her own problem. So like with every other fellow, we are making him the cause, and that fellow makes us the cause. Then who is the cause? No one is the cause. And now because I think that all others are cause, now I try to change them. Alright, sir? For every intellectual fluctuation of mind, I hold somebody responsible. So it is quite natural for that mind to try to change that cause, so that I will be happy. And here begins another emotional tyranny. Because I want to change, that fellow doesn't change. I want to change, that fellow doesn't change. And now he goes to some Swami. Swami, क्या करे? इतना बोलने के बावजूद वो change होता है नहीं? He is like Nirvikara Niranjana Brahma. So no change for past 25 years. He's just like that. And now emotionally he is little more disturbed. Then he starts, that fellow, doing pradakshina to Navagrahas and Ashwatha Vriksha Pradakshina and all sorts of this, nothing will happen. Emotionally you will become more tired. Now here Vedanta says, hey man, just wait. You want to change others. That's good. And people have this also, that I want to bring change so that everyone comes and makes use of Vedanta Shastra, they grow. Even that also you should not. If Bhagavan wants everyone to go after Vedanta, he would have created one Vedanta chip and put inside the brain itself. He doesn't want that to happen. Because it's not something which can just happen like that. Unless mind is totally mature enough, no way of coming near Vedanta Shastra. So first thing is, Shastra says now, 3 points will say, a man, just be careful with this, otherwise in changing others you will become more disturbed. First is, you can change only that person. You can change only that person, if at all to change, okay, if at all to be changed. That person who feels that he needs a change. Who realizes for sure and certain that he is in need of a change. Number one. And whomever I want to change, they are thinking to change me. So the father wants to change children, wife, etc. in the house. And all the 3 people want to change this fellow first. Because constant headaches are what to do. And they want to change it. So first thing is, he should feel, he should have that idea that I should change, now I need a change. Second thing, he should also feel you that you can change him. So he may feel the need to change, but he will consider you as some idiot. He has no confidence in you that he can change you. So if you try to change, he will change you. Right? The husband tries to change the wife, wife will change the husband. Another husband she will bring. So that is what I mean by change. So they should also feel that yes, he can help me in changing. Right, sir? And third thing, you should have ability to change. Now first two things are there, that I need a change, yes. Oh, this fellow also can change me, right, good. But that fellow has no efficiency to change him. And also it won't work. So that's why Shastra says, change, don't worry about all this thing. First thing, there is nothing to be changed. Nothing to be changed. Only thing you have to change. Because external situations, though even if you change, suppose this mic becomes a source of sorrow for me. That sorrow, disturbance, emotional botheration, etc. is out of my prarabdha papam, not because of the mic. So this mic is a medium to give the prarabdha papam to me. If let us say, if I change the mic, it starts coming from some other thing. Right? Instead of this, it comes from some other source because it has to come. It has to come. So like that, don't go on looking for this change. Nothing can be done. And finally, the Shastra says, don't try to change others, but what to do? What's the solution for all this? You have to change. You have to change yourself only. Don't try to change anyone. You have to change yourself only. Please repeat. You have to change yourself only. And only you can change yourself. The second thing, you have to change yourself only, and only you can change yourself, nobody else. So that realization should come. With this understanding, if I go to God, it is a help. If I go to religion, it can help. If I go to any place, it can help. Without all this idea, if you just try to become happy by changing the situations, by controlling the external things, by some or the other meditation, if you are looking for emotional strength, these things will not come. Only by understanding they come. For that understanding sake, first Shastra, then take to anything. Because blessed by Shastra, if you do, it has got this much to say. So even I feel that I have not told enough about that. Because such information, such teaching we have. Right, sir? So these things we will just remember. That I will just summarize that. One is, we have three sadhanas to do for qualification, for Jnana and Jnana Nishtha. So unless I reach Jnana Nishtha, that Jnana, unless it converts, transmits into the emotional layer, I will not be able to deal with the world. So Jnana is inside, and my dealing in the world gives me still dukkham. That means your Jnana is not internalized. Jnana you have, Jnana Nishtha you don't have. Okay, so Jnana Nishtha, what is Jnana Nishtha? Translating the knowledge into the emotional strength. And once emotional strength has come, that means you have emotional immunity to deal with every situation, and you are not a threat to society. Society can never afford to be a threat to you, because you are not depending on the world for happiness, nor you expect happiness. Whenever you are in the world, you are with happiness. So whoever is with happiness, his happiness is doubled. Whoever is going for happiness, what happiness he has, that will also go. So for this, once you realize all these things, and once for certain you have realized that total eradication is not possible except reduction, and I will try to reduce to that extent wherein its presence is not a problem to me, that is enough. That is called emotional growth. Okay? So there are many more things. I have just given you some outer layer of Shastra, and with expectation I conclude that you should now at least develop a buddhi that only Shastra can help us. Though you go to the satsanga or not, all this is secondary, but at least create this benefit of doubt all the time to Shastra. Not to a person, not to a Swayambhu fellow, not to a person who claims that he is close to God and he can stand between you and God, he can talk to God, etc. All this cheap affairs we should not do. You, your God, that's all. You, your sadhana. And for that sake, if there is somebody to tell you what Shastra is, that's important. And as long as you hold to Shastra, you are holding to the right thing. That is called Shastra. Shasanat trayate iti Shastraha. Shasanat, by the way of instruction, trayate, that which protects you. So that is a protection. So holding to Shastra is a protection. So hold to that protection and always be happy. Benefit of doubt to be given to Shastra. Veda dharmo vijayatam. Hari Om Tats.